Hello, 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 hello. It's me. It's your boy. Rubber Ducky. Back at it again. Hold on. It's your boy. Rubber Ducky. Oh, jeez. Back at it again. With the not quite game dev. Scream. Let's do it, I guess. Alright. Let's get going. Boom. Look at that. How professional. Let's see, where is it? OpenC page GD. Alright. So, where did I leave off last time? Mouth shape tracking. Sounds about correct. Trying to remember. What was I doing specifically? Oh yeah, it was this stuff. Yeah, this part's rough. I remember this. So let's see. So whenever we get lip sync data, we update your mouth shape. Okay. We set your mouth shape like that. Maybe this should be like x values 1. Yeah. Actually, no. This should be... Well... I don't know. That's a bit tough. It's like we either want to update based off of your lip sync data or based off of your mouth shape data, but I'm not sure. I'm not really sure which one to go through. Let's see what we have so far. So let's turn off tracking here since we can't multicast. Excuse me. Feeling pretty junky right now. Mostly because I just ate. And by just ate, it's more of like just ate like a bagel. All right. So, start the tracker. Send me. Baba. Oh. I feel like that's kind of weird. It's like I need to redraw the... Oh, if we do... Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Invalid set target. That's fine. Geez. Target mouth movements. Alright, I broke stuff. Give me this. Turn off the face tracker. Ooh, okay. Let's see. It sent me to somewhere completely random. I'm not sure where. But what was that? It was like, yeah, 225. 225. That doesn't look right. Target mouth movement. So it's one of the interpolation thingies that is wrong. So it's whenever we update the lip sync stuff. How mouth? What was the error? It threw me somewhere just completely incorrect. Model display screen 225. Target. Oh, target. This is actually totally correct. My bad. My bad. This is called target on lip sync data updated. Oh, okay. So this is actually somewhat incorrect. I probably don't want to be doing this every single time. Yeah, Yeah, this looks wrong. This looks very wrong. All right, send me back. So in model display screen, yeah, so I am updating the lip sync stuff for whatever reason. I probably should not be doing that. There's no reason to update it here in the model display screen. Yeah. Okay. Should track I. Why is this here? Is this ever used in this file? Yeah. No, this is like yeah, that's something that is not relevant. It's just like something that should have been taken out a while ago, I think. All right. Cool. Alright, stop tracker. Alright, send me. Takes a little bit. Start the tracker. Alright, so I think I need to redraw the entire mapping for the mouth stop. Oh, hello, Nova. Hello, hello. How are you doing today? Look at this. So lip sync is off because it was crashing before, but amazing. It kind of works. It kind of works. I just need to get the actual values down. Depending on yourself, I'm doing all right. You know, don't tell my boss this, but I don't really have anything to do at work right now. So mostly just spent all of today doing chores. That looks way better. Yeah, it's a work in progress because let me open up something. Open this back up. All right, so check this out. So this is kind of what I'm working with. We have two values, mouth wide and mouth open. Currently, what it's set to is, I can't see my cursor, by the way, so that's why I'm wiggling my mouse around. There we go. I think the weightings I put to these are bad, to say the least, because clearly, when your mouth is pretty much closed, you're not going to be able to see. You're not going to be able to see the mouth being open at all, which is why I can't really make the ooh mouth motion, because when your mouth gets bigger when you're doing the ooh, it changes to another mouth shape. It goes from ooh to o. Oh, they're trying it so much more so now. Yeah. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do. Well, one, I need to mess with the values. Maybe make them configurable, but probably not. I don't know how I would make it configurable. I could, yeah, maybe I could just have like a config file somewhere that's not in like the editor. So there's like the editor settings, like these interpolation values, like the interpolate gaze, interpolate blinking. Maybe those should be in the editor, but if you want to have like more fine grain control, I'll also just have like a separate INI file, the classics that have these values there. Although then we run into the issue where then there's two places where all the settings are, which makes things kind of tough. I don't know. I feel like VC face detects the ooh, then quickly displays the tiny mouth hole before moving on. So is that based off of, I don't know. Is it based off of lip sync? Or is it based off of what it detects? Right? Because the hard part is that these are just numbers from 0 to 1. Right? Both of these. So, whereas lip sync is something slightly different, it's actually just giving me phonemes, so actual vowel sounds based off of a, e, o, u. So I don't really know. Anyways, let's give this a try. Lip syncing. We're lip syncing. What is ba? Then the mouth kind of freaks out because it doesn't know what to set it to. Okay, so I need to have something to, I guess, if we are lip syncing, then we're lip syncing. Otherwise, we are just using not lip sync. Very well put. Use a mix of lip sync and audio detection. You're talking too fast. Yeah. Spitting lines. Yeah. There is audio detection. I'm also using a mix of lip sync and audio detection. So if we go to lip sync manager, there's actually, let me see. There's something somewhere. Yeah. See, I checked to see if the volume is high enough. If it's not high enough, then we just ignore and we don't actually send anything to lip sync. If it is high enough, we'll send stuff to lip sync and see what we get back. So that's handled. I think what I need to do is I need to build in something to basically see if has something been updated before, basically. I don't know if that makes any sense. Or if that made any sense, like spoken out loud. I know exactly what I want to do, which is basically, if we update via lip sync, we should not try to update via face tracking. So we just need to have a counter value somewhere. Where would I put this? I guess it's like a lip sync lock. Well, that's what we'll call it, lip sync lock. Or lip sync locked. Or I guess lip sync has lock? I don't know. Lip sync has lock. Sure. And then, where is it? Here. I feel like this needs to be set to x values 1, which sounds extremely random, and that's because it is. It's based off of this value here. Gotcha, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I also don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of trying to come up with a solution to a problem that I don't fully understand. So, or a problem that I solved like a few months ago, but I no longer remember why why or how I solved it. I guess we can try it like this. So we'll do modify blend shape. So X value. So this should be the max value, although it might not be. I don't remember what this equation here. So the max of X values and mouth open, and then we take the min of X values 1 and that max value. Which I believe, I don't remember. I don't remember. No, mouth, oh no, this is the, yeah, values 0 is the minimum your mouth can be. Mouth open is the current detected face tracking value. So we take the max of both of those. So if your mouth open is less than the close amount, then we'll take your close amount instead so that your mouth doesn't like, you don't break your jaw. Oh yeah, I remember now. I remember now. It's all coming back to me. Yeah, it's because you can have a negative value for your mouth open amount. Yeah. So we don't want to actually take the negative value. Yeah, so X value 0 is the lowest possible. Yeah. Otherwise, you'll break your jaw, which is very unpog. But here, I feel like I shouldn't be setting, actually, yeah, now that I'm looking at it again, maybe I shouldn't be setting it here. Because I now have basically a flag to track this, like lip sync has lock, then we can do this. So just lip sync has lock is now true. We'll take this part out. So that's probably okay. We don't need last shape anymore. So now all this is doing is setting our mouth shape. Then here we can do, if lip sync has lock, then we won't do all of this. Yeah, I don't want my mouth going through my face. It is one of my favorite features though. It's just the ability to absolutely break the model. Like so, if I load in Alicia, the classic. Is this using lip sync? This is using lip sync, yeah. But if you do this, oh baby, my favorite part. I'm not sure if VC Face lets you do that. I used VC Face once and I was like, all right, that's sick. I wanted to see how it works. It was not open source. And then here we are, 1 year later. Mouth wide. Let's see. Yeah, but I think this is a good demonstration of how tough this was to actually figure out based off of the values. Like there was a ton of like just testing to see like what are the optimal default values. Because otherwise the data that the face tracker gives me is just absolutely wild. Let's see. Actually, we should still do this. So we'll need the last shape. But we don't want to modify the current shape at all. Then here, what we'll do is if lip sync has lock, or if not lip sync has lock, right? Then we'll use all of these values. Something like that. Yeah. And then current mouse shape morphs. Yeah, that might be okay. Yeah. So here, when we receive new lip sync data, we'll lock the lip sync stuff, close the last mouth shape, and then on the next tick, then we'll actually set your current mouth shape. You know what? This could be kind of tough, actually. That could be kind of tough. I think that's okay. think that's okay. Yeah, because you can receive lip sync data faster than 60 frames a second, or it might not be synchronized to 60 frames a second because this is asynchronous. Because this is a callback. I don't remember how fast I actually receive lip sync data, but I could always check. Lip sync manager. How often does this tick? This ticks every... I don't know. I don't know how many frames I get per buffer, but that is a buffer size of 1024. Audio effect capture. I don't know how many frames I get per capture though. I could check. I could try to calculate this, but I'm not going to. Anyways, that's asynchronous. So if we have a lock, then we don't want to use video inputs, and then we'll just set the math open amount based off of actual video input. Yeah. So we don't want to change our mouse shape if we have lip sync lock. All right, that makes sense to me. All right. Good job, team. Explanation has satisfied me at the very least. So now we'll need to have a counter. Could use a timer, but this is easier. Your head, it keeps flopping. It does. Because it's the value is just too sensitive. So we do it like 0.5 is absolutely crazy at this point. So any small amount will cause you to wiggle around. It's pretty good. But just imagine if you have no idea how this works, and then we're not applying any damping whatsoever, this would be like completely incomprehensible at 1. This is absolutely horrible to test. Ooh. All right, low set back to 1, which is much more normal at least. Because it is also starting to distract me. So lip sync. Set counter. So we'll reset you after 0.5. So const lip sync reset time. All right, actually I did this backwards. This should be 0. Okay, so here we'll do if is, or I guess it's just the lip sync locked. If lip sync has lock, then we'll do reset counter plus equals delta. And then if lip sync lock reset counter is greater than or equal to lip sync reset time, lip sync lock reset time, then lip sync has lock equal to false. Lip sync lock reset counter is equal to 0. Yeah, there we go. It feels kind of weird having so many counters because I have a Halloween stream early. You know, in my stream, every day is Halloween. It's very spooky. Or it's very cursed. I should have said that. Every stream is super cursed. Alright, let's give that a try. Please work. Ooh, okay. That took a little bit. I thought I was gonna crash. Send me. Alright. Hold on, gotta blink a few times. Gotta recenter myself a few times as well. Alright, now we're able to blink. Gotta flex the mouth. All right. You know what? What I'm thinking is probably these in-between values should not be set to E. These in-between should not be E. These in-between should actually be just, like, E should be like the very, very middle value. So like, it's hard to get the E shape, I guess. Yeah, that might make sense. Because otherwise, like, E is actually the most common one to wiggle your mouth to. But anyways. We're lip syncing. We're lip syncing. It does not appear to be working because it resets every like 0.5 seconds. Maybe I should increase the time. But no, 0.5 seconds is pretty high, right? That's pretty high. Or at least it should not be updating that hard, if that makes sense. So you can see that, like, when I talk, wait, I keep saying the same thing. When I talk, it's rapidly oscillating between different things. Maybe it should not be able to, you know what? Yeah, maybe it should not be able to reset the lip sync thing at all if we're currently locked on a certain mouth shape. Maybe not. Oh, actually, hold on. Why am I doing this? So for X and current mouse shape morphs, we set it to basically its max value. Why am I doing that? Why am I doing that? That doesn't make a lot of sense. All right, kill the program. This one should be x.values 1, but I don't think I need to do this anyways. So this pretty much all that this does is it wiggles your current mouse shape to max value. I don't know why I'm doing that. This one should be x values 0, aka the lowest it can be. I think that is probably more correct. Let's give it another try. Oh, this takes forever to load. All right, send me. All right, use lip sync. Now we're using lip sync. I think this looks a bit better now. This looks a lot better now. Maybe? I mean, I guess I don't really talk with that many shapes. I don't know. Actually, that looks pretty convincing right there. Almost. Sometimes it looks pretty convincing, but it looks like it's stuck on like the E shape for a lot of this. A. A shape. A. This is O. O. E. Ooh. I can't do the oo shape. Okay. I don't know. It's like when it's working, it looks pretty good. When it's not working, it looks pretty suspect. I don't know. Maybe I should make it like jump to half. Maybe is it maybe picking up your music? It's not. I can guarantee it's not. Yeah, I've tried. I've gone down that line of reasoning before. Don't worry, it's already been tested. Already been tested. I do have like just like a pretty decent amount of background noise. But that shouldn't really, that all that will do is kind of skew my results down to mostly random. I don't think my background noise, which is basically sounds like an HVAC. I have a brown noise generator just going on in a different room. So if I turn off my music, you can actually hear the brown noise, but it's very, very low. Let me think. Let me think. Let me see. I think it's the maybe what I should do is I should jump your, maybe I should just jump your value, or jump the value, I should say. X values 1 divided by 2. And then we'll move this. So it'll hold. It'll hold your current mouth shape. Yeah, it'll hold your current mouth shape for half a second. Maybe that is a bit better. Turn off lip sync there, just so we're not running like a million threads in the background. I think jumping the value and sort of fudging it might work. Yeah. So we're fudging it by about 50%, which hopefully will be good enough to get values that look good enough. I do think that this is pretty comical. The fact that you can run lip syncing without actually running the tracker. So you can just be like a talking model, a talking head, an actual just talking head. All right, now we're moving. Now we're schmoving. Oh, geez. Full blink. Rotate your head to warm up the tracker. Blink a few times. Roll your eyes in your head. Left to right. Full extend mouth, full purse. All right, so how does this look? That's actually not bad. That's actually not bad at all. Although it does, because it's not a full jump. Because it's not a full jump. It never goes to like full. I guess you're almost never doing like a full blah, right? Not bad, a little slow. So the reason why it's a little slow is because the tracker FPS is actually set to 12. So I'm thinking, right? Because what I do is I actually interpolate the data. So if I wanted to have like really good tracking, what I could do is set it to 30. Check this out. Oh god, I think we're kind of skewed. Hold on. Hold on. Get me out of here. Reset me. Okay. So we're getting a lot more data now. I think this looks better, and then we can even turn off interpolation so it looks really good. So now we're not interpolate. Oh, geez. Well, I think we still want to interpolate a little bit, but this is tracking pretty much as fast as I'm comfortable tracking, while also doing development and stuff. Or as fast as I'm comfortable tracking on the same computer while also streaming. But you can see it looks a little jittery, but it's also like super like in tune to like my actual body movements. Yeah, but then I usually run it at an interpolated rate. But this actually, if you run it at a higher FPS, you can turn down your interpolation rate. So it's a bit more jittery, and then you can override your interpolation rate for certain values. So if you want like your gaze to still be interpolated at 0.1, so your eyes aren't like super jittery, or you can turn that off. Does VC Face have that feature? Interpolation per body part? Yeah, but I think this is okay. Okay. Not sure. Let me check. Hold on. I'm really just gonna be like making noises at the screen while looking at myself. Actually, this is not myself. This is the model. These are my facial features though on the screen. Like I'm currently doing the squinty eyes. So that's actually fairly accurate. Maybe I should stream at like 24 or 30. 12 is kind of rough. Yeah, that's kind of rough. It might be what they're calling stiffness. That might be. I'm not sure. I've never talk to the VC face developer on like their app. So it's possible. I'm not sure. I feel like stiffness is closer to these damp values. So if I turn down the damps or I like adjust the damping, so you like we have like additional bone. If you like don't damp the other bones, it's a lot easier to like wiggle the model over. Because I'm moving all kinds of body parts. I'm moving the neck and spine. Actually, that's it. I'm just moving the neck, spine, and the waist, which is the base of the model. So adjust the sliders until it matched me. Yeah, I think the stiffness is probably talking about what I'm calling additional bone damp. So if you were to like set it to 2, which I guess is kind of hilarious. Or I guess let's set it to 5. Just, oh geez. Turn into an eldritch creature from your nightmares. So I'm pretty sure that's what they're referring to when they're calling it stiffness. I'll try my best not to move like at all. Oh geez. Is it 0.3 and then this one should be 0.01. Yeah, but I don't think that's what they're calling interpolation. So the interpolation is more like how much do you want it to match the tracker FPS, I guess. Or I guess like it's like the smoothness of the model tracking. I remember VC Face, they had like quality options for the tracker, so you could have, so there's like potato quality, etc., which I think more refers to the FPS value. So I think that's a good thing that it hides a lot of the functionality from the user, but I've always kind of disliked that in applications. But I know that a lot of people get intimidated by all the options as well, which is fair enough. Although I've always been of the opinion that like I'm a big boy. Give me the big boy options. I think what I'm going to do, I think this is good. We're going to kill it. I don't think these do anything. I'm just going to delete that, I guess. Let's see. Actually, this should be else. Boom, else, for, boom, boom. All right, I think that's okay. So this if statement, or this else statement, this covers using lip sync, mouth shape. Right, so now we'll take your mouth open amount and then the current value. Yeah, so we'll take the current value plus, we'll take the max of the current value of the blend shape. Oh geez, actually, how do I get the current value of the blend shape? Is that something I've defined somewhere? I don't remember. That was in base model or basic model. I still call it basic model in this version. I rewrote this. Modify blend shape. So we can do like a get blend shape weight or get current blend shape weight, I guess. Mesh instance will endeavor to keep the same API. So mesh instance get blend shape, I think. That's probably okay. gonna head out and get ready for work on my game. Hope the rest of your stream goes well. Thank you, thank you. Take it easy, and thanks for hanging out. Let's see. Get blend shape. Hold on. So mesh instances, if you call mesh instance set blend shape mesh instance. Well, no, this is the morph. Yeah, mesh instance blend shape is the name. Okay. Oh, hello, Needle Nuts. Hello, hello. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. I am working on this calculation here, which is using tracking data to set your mouth shape so it just looks a lot more natural. As opposed to mouth shape being completely driven by lip sync. So that should be cool. Let's see, get blend shape. Wait, so if we just get this value, are blend shapes just, do they just exist on a mesh instance? How am I doing this anyways? Mesh instance set. I don't remember, but I think this should work. Get blend shape weights. So this should be X mesh X morph. That's probably okay. All right, there we go. Beautiful. Let's give that a try. Let's give that a try. Stop the tracker. All right, now send me. So the intent is that whenever you are using lip sync data only, when you're only using lip sync data, reset me. You'll when you speak, you'll always do at least like a 50% mouth open amount. I think, maybe. Kind of stressing out doing stuff in Haxel so there's a lot more than expected. Well, see, yeah, that's the tough part about doing development with just a library or a framework. Is that there's a lot more stuff you just have to kind of do yourself. I think this looks okay. This looks okay, probably, maybe. Look at that. Can't really do the ooh or eh. Can't do ooh or e very well because that's based off of your mouth, different mouth values than what I guess I'm kind of expecting. So I've been learning a lot. Well, I would hope that you're learning a lot if you are doing something new. If you were working with a new framework and you weren't learning a lot, I think I'd be more concerned. Yeah. I think this looks okay. I just need to tweak more values. Like, this looks pretty good for the lip sync stuff, I think. So we're not like constantly just jumping to like full mouth value. Full mouth value, or what's a word that ends in a? Apply. That's actually fairly. That's not bad. I don't think there's any way to do like the full sound without doing like a. Yeah, there's no way to do like a full mouth open E sound, right? Based off this graph that I've kind of like super scribbled over, right? Because based off the mouth shapes here, yeah, if you do a full mouth, then you'll just fall into O or ah. I guess this is okay. Yeah, I think this is okay. Stop the tracker. Send me. This is gross. So if mouth open, hold on. So mouth open. When do we ever hit E? I guess that's what I'm confused about. When do we ever hit E? Because I don't want to hit E too often. Maybe I should take out this else statement. So if we're matching based off of, maybe we don't want to match on this one. So we just take this out. just don't change the shape if we're only ever change if we are. Wait a minute. Hold on. So mouth scale X is set by mouth open. So if we ever, all right, yeah. So it's only in this very narrow line here you can do E, basically, right? That's what this logic is. Yeah. So if we are mouth scale, if our mouth scale X is set by our mouth open amount. It's kind of a bad name now that I'm thinking about it. But your mouth scale X is 1, which means that you're here. Well, 1 or 2, right? So 1, 2, and 3. 1 covers like 1 to like 1.5, roughly. So if we're in that range, we'll be... That's tough. That's tough. Hold on. Let's switch it up so we can wiggle the value a bit higher. So 0.6. Yeah. So mouth open, you're more likely to get a 1 or 3. Yeah. So the only chance you have to get a 2 is if you are 0.4 to 0.6. I think that makes more sense because otherwise E just covers too many possibilities. Yeah, and then here, mouth scale X, which is determined by your mouth open amount. Yeah, so now this is closer to, let's see, This is 0.4, so now this actually covers, or this actually matches what I've written down, or not written down. This actually matches what I have in the code on both axes, but we only ever switch to E based on your mouth open amount. E does not care about your mouth wide amount, because mouth wide is already like pretty constrained. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Let's send it. Send me, track me, lip sync me. I'm trying to make the different mouse shapes. Oh, hello, Bumty. Hello. How are you? Check this out. So I've refactored the lip syncing code. The lip syncing code was super rough. I don't know what I was thinking when I was writing it, but there was just a bunch of garbage. There was a bunch of garbage I just left in by accident. But look at that. So now what we do, so we lock your lip sync so that we don't accidentally override it with the actual visual data. And then here, we don't just set the values to 1 and 0, we set them to the actual values, min-max values, based off the actual values for the blend shape, min-max. Because those values are not guaranteed to be 0 and 1 for whatever reason. Looks fine, I guess. It looks better than it used to, I think. I've also tweaked the values so that it's harder to get an Yeah, the range is very tough, shall we say. It's not supposed to be run when talking. Yeah, so so I lock it for half a second whenever we receive new lip sync data. Oh, actually, you know what? Undo me. Send me. Here, I'm running it on a timer. So we should actually reset it whenever we do this. There we go. That's probably where like a set get or a setter function would be super handy. I think it's better though. It feels better. This is just like a lot of manual tweaking that I dislike doing. But no one else is gonna test it if I don't. So let's wiggle. We're talking, and then we can... That's not bad, actually. That's not bad. Yeah, look at that. It's a little delayed, I think. You know, yeah, it looks like I should, like, make the lock time value adjustable. Because it looks like the mouth hangs open for a bit too long. It's like, yeah, it's like just slightly delayed that it's freaking me out. Because it maintains at least half open. Maintains at least half open, which does not feel correct. Maybe like 0.2. So like every 1/5 of a second, it'll lock open for at least a 1/5 of a second. And then it can update faster than that, if necessary. So if we start talking like this, and we start making like different mouth shapes. Start talking like this. It's still a little delayed. Maybe it should just be like 0.1. Maybe it should just be like 0.1. Yeah. I suppose when it's a lot smaller, it's a lot less noticeable though. And then if it's, I guess if it's not able to pick up like any mouth movement at all, or like the volume isn't high enough, I suppose. Try talking with exaggerated mouth shapes like this. It's kind of tough to do that because I don't really talk like this. I don't really talk like this. How does this look? Yeah, see, that's kind of the hard part, is that like I don't really open my mouth that much when I talk. Like that's why I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't be like doing it like by half. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be doing it by half. But it's hard because it's like, how customizable do I make it? Or should I make like all of these constant values just editable from somewhere? I don't know. Like I'm somewhat tempted to just, like on the next UI refactor, like not actually exposing this many values and instead just having like an option to be like, hey, if you're an advanced user, here's like an INI file where you can adjust all the options. Because I feel like right now it's a little too busy. Like this one, we need it. You have to do it from here. This stuff, necessary. All of this tracking stuff, I feel like it's not super necessary. Like most of this tracking stuff is not super necessary. And then there's a bunch of other stuff I would like to expose, but it's kind of, you know, hard. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I do that. It's like, yeah, because like creating new UI elements to display and like hook into all of this stuff is actually somewhat annoying. You write something that exports every int float and reads it from a file? Yeah. What I'm thinking though, what I think I could do is like in my config manager here, I already have like a you know, get as dictionary value. So what I could do is have like a thing like edit advanced options somewhere, right? Have a pop-up that just grabs the current configuration from get as dictionary, slaps that all into just like a line by line, basically an INI file that I can then reparse once they click out of the pop-up. And then that will, you know, that's your configuration right there. Because that's a lot easier than having to expose, you know, map all of these back to the configuration, make it so that these reapply like the correct state at startup. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking I'll do. Yeah, that's roughly what you're talking about. Except I already have the function to export everything, because that's actually how I do all the saving. Imagine that people can make batch replace text for a simple shortcut to enable config values. What does that mean? You can make batch replace text for a simple shortcut to enable config values. Imagine that people can make batch replace text for simple. I don't know what that means, but I'll agree with you. Sure, maybe, possibly. But I think this is actually okay. I probably want to maybe bring in like a bigger buffer. Probably a bigger buffer for... Actually, that's not bad. It's not bad. Although, I don't know. So if I want to smile, if I do like a full teeth smile, that's me smiling. Like it's configurable, you can change it on the fly so app reflects. Yeah, that's basically what I'm talking about, right? Is I call this function get as dictionary, which just gets all the values from this thing as a dictionary. Then I can run through all the keys. If it's one of the mainline things, then it's whatever. We'll figure out a way to make it happen, right? Displays it as a pop-up. Then you can start editing it in that like the little pop-up text edit that I'll have to make, I guess. And then at runtime, once they click off, the app will reparse the file and then just try to read it back in. So I guess I'll need to have like a get as INI to know if Godot can watch file. It can, kind of. You would need to have like a counter, right? So like, well, I think what you're talking about is more like if you click out, click in. So what you could do is, I guess app focus. Is it like app regain focus? Focus. It's one of the focus callbacks. I know that from like scene tree. Yeah, or main loop. Is window? No. Isn't there's one of the focus things, right? From like the main loop. Maybe not. Scene tree? Is it scene tree? No. Isn't there there's a signal for like clicking back into the window? Talking about like interface from text config. Well, no. What I'm saying is that I just do a pop-up inside of the application. Well, even if it was a pop-up from outside the application, it'd be the same thing, right? Like in Godot 4, you can do like separate app pop-ups or separate window pop-ups, but in this case, it would just have to be like the standard Godot pop-up that'll just pop up. So like something like this will pop up. Like this entire thing right here is automatically generated or dynamically generated from all the licenses, right? So I can do something like this, make this a text edit, and then once you click like save, the configuration manager will reparse everything that you changed here. And if it was valid, it will, it'll do a thing. If it's valid, it'll just close. If it's invalid, it'll say like invalid configuration, something like that. That's what I'm envisioning. That makes sense to me. Imagine you need an outside tool to watch pop. No, what do you mean? I'm saying I can pop it up here, right? I'm saying you can pop it up here, like inside the app, so you can just edit it here, right? Yeah, it's different. Yeah, I guess. Isn't there, like, there's a way to like regain focus, right? So is there a Godot signal window lose focus? How to detect if game lost focus? Okay, yeah, so it's a notification actually. So notification, it's one of these. Yeah. So notification window manager mouse. Well, no, focus in, focus out. So to what is needed. Yeah, isn't it? It's super useful, isn't it? So if you, so what you're talking about is like if you were like just editing the config file in like Notepad, right? Then what I could do is whenever you like tab back in, we can check the file change date, file change time, and if the time is, you know, I guess we'll need to also save the metadata somewhere. Watching file means the app watches the file, but changes sends a callback. Well, I mean, that's pretty much, that's not a workaround. I mean, isn't that how it just works? that is how it works, right? You'll need to check at some point, I guess. Like what you could do, I guess, is just have something in your, like your main process. So like I have just an app manager, right? And then we'll just pull to see if the file has changed. So that's a little wasteful. I guess like you could only pull if you lost focus, I guess. Yeah, I mean that's how you would implement it, right? In pretty much any graphical application. Is that you just have something that pulls to see if the file has changed. So like yeah, you could wrap it up, but it's under the hood is the same thing, right? What I'm suggesting is that we don't even need to pull. We can just check to see if the window is focused or not. Like that. Yeah, like I'm aware of what you're talking about, right? I'm aware of what you're talking about, but I'm thinking like that's pretty much what all the implementations do, right? Yeah, isn't this is what they do though? Is that they just pulled for file change time. Yeah, like you need to pull at some. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, so you have one of them. Monitor that periodically stats the file system, saves file modification times in memory, and manually calculates file system changes. So that's one of the implementations. And then I guess there's like a different events API. Like this, you know, it's a niche feature. Yeah, well, I don't know. I think I already have the implementation. I already have the implementation. Like, yeah, you can have an events-focused implementation, but you do realize that, like, to receive events, you still need to pull, right? You always need to pull at some point. Whether or not you call it events or not doesn't really matter. It's an OS feature. Yeah, but you still need to pull, right? You don't just receive events. You always need to pull for event at some level of your library. So like it's all right. I'm not worried about that. So basically what I've suggested is that we don't need to pull at all. We can just check to see, you know, if we lose focus, regain focus, then we can check to see if the config file has changed, which is a lot less wasteful. It's not really a workaround, it's just a better implementation. I guess. I suppose, like, if what you wanted was, like, I guess the ability to change configuration without the window being in focus, and then, like, also have it just propagate as soon as Yeah, I guess if what you were saying is that you want to be able to like make modifications to like the config file and then have it immediately show up without having to go back to the window, I guess. But then you would just need to pull anyways, right? So every second should check the file is written. Yeah, it's so bad. Yeah, yeah. I would just need to maintain... I don't know if it makes sense to maintain a handle to that file, but you would just need to pull. You just need to pull. So you would use like directory. One, you want to check to see if the file exists. If the file exists, then we'll want to get the file stats. I don't remember what... Oh, it's not directory, right? It's file. So we'll do file exists, and then we'll get the change time, and then we'll store that in memory, which is one of these. Modify time, yeah. What if you open the file and don't close it? Well, if you... I think most applications or most files, you can open them in multiple places at once. I think that's fine. So we just need to check the modified time, and then we just need to read from the file. So that's okay. So if we, as long as we open it for reading only, I think it's fine. So if you open the file and don't save, then the modified time also doesn't change. So that's not a problem. That's not a problem. That's easy. Easy. Maybe fire some events. You don't... An event is just like a... What do you mean fire event? Fire a signal, maybe. But... I think it's fine. I don't see a need to do that just yet, though. Because I also have the ability to just open up a WebSocket controller server. I've already kind of tested this already with a separate application. Yeah. Sure, it's more advanced. Yeah, it is more advanced. There's a ton of things that you can do, but I guess I can, yeah, I can do like another config thing, right? Like pull for configuration changes. I guess. I think most people, what they're going to be doing is just opening up the UI anyways and just changing the stuff. Or like you open it up and then like never... You set it up once and never touch it again, pretty much. So like, I think if you want the ability to, change it while it's running, you'll either, I guess if you're on Linux, you'll have to just use the remote control, which not too hard. Or if you're on Windows, you can use the Spout integration that I have written. Not too hard. You know, more configurable Apple rule. It's not actually true. I feel like the easier to use app is always better. Most people don't care about configurability. I've just made it more configurable because I like it when apps give me the ability to shoot myself in the foot. I prefer applications that allow me to absolutely destroy myself. So what am I using last vowels for? For X and last vowels. Hey. Vowel count. What is vowel count used for? Oh, it needs to be higher than the... Okay, so we don't accidentally like wiggle over to a different vowel amount at some point. Oh, and actually, I think this is wrong, isn't it? Vowel count. Because I never ever... No, okay, that's fine. No, this makes sense, yeah. Wait. Because last values is persistent. Hold on. I don't remember what the logic was here. Have you tried other models? I guess I can try other models. But most of these models are pretty much all the same. Like, we can try it. We can try it. They all work roughly the same, I think. They all work roughly the same. That's a bit weird. That's a bit weird. We can try the Senko model. We're very close to the mic. I think that looks okay. It looks okay. It looks okay, I think. Great. When we're talking, we talk like this and we have our mouth moving. As long as we're not too close. As long as we're not too close to the camera. And it might be worth it to make it more configurable, I guess. I'm trying to make the other mouse shapes, but it's kind of hard. It's not bad. Yeah, I think if you're, especially if you're like farther away, it doesn't look too jank. Ha 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 ha. Robotic like a robot. Yeah, it does. Part of the problem is that it does just kind of wiggle from. Maybe I should like. Oh no, the neck. Maybe I should. I don't. Maybe I will need to somehow lerp it. So instead of setting it immediately all the way down to 0, but then that's kind of tough, isn't it? All right, then what does the API look like? Or it's not even the API. Yeah, what would the API look like? Because I need to keep track of the current mouse shape. I need to keep track of your last mouse shape. And then I need to keep track of your last mouse shape, if that makes any sense, right? Yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, you're totally right. Like, it does look kind of robotic because it just flips from shape to shape immediately, even though it's only 50%. But I don't know, or maybe I should just set it to like a lower value so the flipping isn't as obvious, if that makes any sense. Because I don't think I want to interpolate it, right? I don't think it makes sense to interpolate it because I don't know. Maybe it does. I don't know. You should interpolate it because like the problem is that you can potentially flip between like just a ton of vowel shapes really, really quickly. So like it's almost better that it's choppy, right? Because that's kind of how your mouth looks. I think it's kind of weird how the mouth doesn't like reset down to 0 ever. Right? Because you talk really fast, but you don't like wiggle your head really fast. So like you would want your head to wiggle like in a smooth fashion. But if your mouth was interpolating, it would be pretty tough, right? Because then your mouth would just kind of like float from like, wow, you know, it'd be really weird. You look at other VTuber apps, yeah. Well, see, I'm not sure if they're interpolating it. That's the thing. I'm not sure if they're interpolating or not. Are they interpolating, or are they doing it based off of, they just have a nice mouth? Ooh, you have a nice mouth. But, see, well, that's what I'm thinking about, though, is like, what are they doing? So maybe if it's, maybe I should be interpolating it down to 0 if we are, or no, we should interpolate this value. So if we're just doing it based off of face tracker data, something's out of sync, it will look terrible. Well, I mean, it's only going to be in sync so much, right? It can only actually, even for like the more popular VTubers as well, sometimes their mouth gets out of sync. Like the mouth tracking is the hardest one to do. I think like this one is not bad. It's not bad. It's a little delayed because I think this number needs to be lower. Like this constant value should probably be like 0.1. So let's try that again. Yeah, even on the more popular ones, unless they're using like a super complicated setup. And also, I think it's good to remember that I'm also only tracking at 12 FPS. So that's not too bad for 12 FPS in my opinion. Should be tracking now. Yeah, okay. So it's at 12. Let me see. If I do this at 24, we do it at 24. I guess it looks a bit better. So maybe I should just be tracking at a higher. Well, this looks a bit bad. That looks a bit bad, I think. I don't know. Like there must be an algorithm then. There must be an algorithm for. Yeah, there must be an algorithm for like, how do you detect if I say a consonant? I think it looks better. Yeah, because I usually track at 12, so that's not nearly fast enough to really accurately model where my mouth is. I don't know. What do you? I think if it would look a lot better, or at least the lip sync will look a lot better, if I somehow did like consonant detection. So if you, I don't know, like what would the algorithm look like? So if you receive lip sync data many times, try other models with a higher FPS. All right, we can try that. I'm trying to solve something that is not immediately obvious, at least to me. Let's rotate the model really quick. Open, close my eyes, full extend. Ah, ooh, ee, ooh. All right. So how does this look? That's actually pretty good, I think. That's that's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. Look at that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, I think. My mouth is actually still open, so that was actually correct. Well, it's more like, usually when I'm talking, I kind of like end a lot of my sentences in smiles, which is why. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm looking at it, I do kind of end most of my sentences with like just like, hey, with like a hey. It's just kind of a. It's like a presentation tactic, right? So if you're not sure how to end your sentence, you should just smile instead. I don't know. I think that looks pretty good. What if you track higher? How much higher do you want me to track? Also, is this still at 12? I don't know. Oh, this actually resets back to the configured value, because I think tracker FPS is actually tagged to. Oh, tracker FPS is totally tagged to the model. It's very strange. Maybe I should not do that. All right, so we're now tracking at 60. And then because we're tracking at 60, we should probably just interpolate a little bit. So, okay, so now things are interpolated a lot less. That's okay, I think. Well, maybe this should be like 3, so we're not as jittery. I think it's still, even at 60 FPS, is still like really jittery. Yeah, I think like the 0.1 is probably the best. Like if you could go up to 0.2 if you wanted to like have something that's a bit more instant. Otherwise, there's no way to smooth it, right? Or I guess I would need to like, no, there's no way to smooth it because that's what the interpolation is for. The interpolation is smoothing. Yeah, I think this is okay though. Take the average of the input. What do you mean I guess I could take a running average. Yeah. I guess I could take a running average, but isn't that's just interpolation with more steps, isn't it? That's just interpolation with more steps. Right? Cuz now instead of like that is just interpolation with more steps, right? It's on input. Well, interpolation is also based on input, right? So basically what you would be doing is instead of doing like so you have a target input and then you have the last input. So this is your target and your input, and then this thing continuously updates. So your target, it changes. This one is based off of the last target, right? I guess you would just have to maintain an array, right, of, you know, like input 1, input 2, input 3, and then just continuously like refresh these. Interpolation and taking average is the same thing. It's pretty much the same thing, isn't it? So it's just based off of like how often I interpolate, isn't it? Or basically like Lerp. So how much I slide your target to your last input, or your last input to your target. Whereas this one, I'm just taking I continuously just push new inputs onto the stack, or maybe I don't even push new inputs onto the stack, but I push inputs. You know, input 5 would replace input 1, and then I just need to calculate the running average. Yeah. Isn't that's the same thing, isn't it? Because this last input, right, is based off of the running target. Right? So this is actually more efficient. Because I don't need to completely recalculate this entire equation. It's different. Yeah, I guess there is a difference. Like this would be like way smoother, but like, isn't that's the same thing, isn't it? It's roughly the same thing, but just I guess this would be way smoother, maybe. Actually, would it? I don't know. Actually, I think this input, like if you were to make like a rapid shift, so for interpolation, I just kind of move you from your last input to your target input. So if I were to do something like this, like wiggle my head back, like left and right really quickly, interpolation lets me like do that really quickly. Whereas if you're doing the average of your last inputs, right, your last 4 inputs here are on the left. So when you wiggle over to your right, you'll actually, what you'll do is you'll kind of like wiggle over. There's a lot more delay with this input here, or with this method here, taking a running average. Say averaging over 1 second input will be delay of inputs and average max value. Yeah, so there's just more input delay, and it's a lot smoother for pretty much no gain, I think. Yeah, it's smoother, but like I don't think you would want it to be smoother. I think you would want it to track a lot harder. Yeah, because I think if you want it to be smooth, you might as well just interpolate anyways, right? Right, this just gives you a lot more input delay for almost no benefit. Like what's the benefit of doing it this way? It's smoother, but it also doesn't track as well. Right, but wasn't the entire point of this setting it to a higher FPS rate to get a smoother tracking? So you don't want it to vibrate over captured. Well, yeah, but then you just need to set a lower interpolation rate, or I guess actually technically it's a higher interpolation rate, right? It just means that there's more delay. Yeah. So the interpolation, yeah, interpolation is just way more efficient. There's no reason to take a running average. This is already kind of a running average. Yeah. Yeah. I think this makes sense for like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where this would make sense. Like if you, isn't this, if you do like, what's the Lerp equation? Lerp, yeah, okay, Lerp equation. I've Googled this before. Yeah, so given, you know, given four inputs, right? Given 4 inputs of like half, what am I doing? 0.6, 0.9, and then like 0.1. Wouldn't these roughly just give you the same thing anyways? I'm interested. I'm actually interested. All right. Not to dunk on you on anything, but I'm now thinking about it. So 0.5 plus 0.6 plus 0.9 plus 1 divided by 4. So that's 0.525. But then, how do I clear this? If we do the Lerp equation, so a plus b minus a times x. So we're lerping at, I actually don't know what this lerp would be, but it's, if you're lerping based off 4 inputs, what's 10 divided by 6? Or what's 1 divided by, is it 1 divided by 4? 0.25? Well, yeah, clearly, okay. I guess we'll assume this is a 0.25 lerp. So it'll be 0.5 plus 0.6 minus 0.5 times 0.25. Oh, it's 525. 525.525 plus 0.9 minus 0.525 times 0.25. 618. How do I just grab this value? I know what I want. I know what I want. Just type it into Google. 0.1. So it's b 0.1. Is it the absolute value of this as well? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, this is 0.489, whereas the basic running average gives me 0.525, which is actually more correct in my case because we have swung back to 0.1. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so it's pretty much the same thing. Anyways. I've convinced myself that the Lerp is better. Track math faster, but head is slower. I can. So interpolate mouth, yeah. Mouth interpolation rate is just 1. Yeah, so now you can see that it's a lot more aggressive if we just don't apply any interpolation whatsoever. Yeah, that's actually not bad. Maybe I should be doing it this way. Actually, that's really fast. That's really fast. It does stay open for a bit too long with a higher interpolation. There is just a little bit of lag, I guess. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. It does have a little bit of a, you can see that there's a little bit of tracker lag. There's a little bit of tracker lag as well. So if I stop the tracker, you're actually not allowed to change this. So I usually track at 12. So let's track at 12. So we're tracking at 12. All right, sorry, I forget. Every time I restart the tracker, you gotta wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Full open, full close. Explode your face. All right, there we go. So now we're tracking at 1. Yeah, so at 12 FPS, this looks pretty bad. Yeah, so at 12 FPS, this looks bad. I think 0.8 is not too bad. It's hard to tell, at least at 0.8. Because I don't see the lag because you're the input. Yeah, perhaps it's more obvious to me because I'm actually talking and I can see it in real time. Yeah, that's not bad though. My OBS screen is on my top monitor, which is why I'm looking up. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah. So now the only hard part now is to configure this stuff. Well, this is okay. It's custom update. Yeah, it's this thing here that I'm a little confused about. So let's see, this is use face tracking, or using face tracking data. Use, yeah, so, I don't know. Like these values, it feels like it should be put into like a configuration. So like to do, these should be in config. Or actually, yeah, so the 0.4, 0.6 values should be in the config file. And so also what I've kind of done is I've taken this graph, we ignore this part, basically, like these arrangements of squares. So basically you can only ever get the E shape if you are from 0.4 to 0.6, and in this row only. This middle row we just ignore, and then we just use the previous shape, basically. Yeah, we just use the previous shape. Yeah. Yeah, we use the current shape, so we don't change it. So this doesn't fire, and then we modify the blend shape based off your mouth open amount. Yeah. So we don't listen to this. So I guess it does mean that, I don't know. Let me think. I think I still need to figure out what the min and max values for the mouth open amount are. So I think that's somewhere where I need to keep a running count. I need to make a running count based off of an average of 1, I think. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's do that. Running count based off an average of 1. That's a bit tough. So min math value. Do I even use this? Yeah, I don't use this anymore. So data end region. Gonna turn the tracker on again. Let's see. Also, I think I need to, yeah, I guess you're right. I need to modify the, interpolation rate for the mouth. So your mouth should actually interpolate a lot faster. So we'll put that to true. Yeah. So it'll default to being a bit higher. So like, I don't know if this is correct or not, but we'll add a note. Note. We want to use an alternative interpolation rate for mouth. Or I guess it's better to use raw data for mouth. Yeah. Okay. Just as a note for me as to why it's true. Let's see. Is last expression used? Do I use last? What do I use last expression for? Oh, that's for the blend shape stuff. I remember. So that needs to be put in later, or that needs to be implemented and refactored later once I do like expression detection, which is gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough because I don't know how to get your. Actually, do I know? Maybe. OpenCFace or OpenCGD. So there's. No, I don't have your mouth corners. I don't have your individual mouth corners. I only have your eyebrow amount, but I'm not. I'm not sure what to do with your eyebrow amounts. Yeah, that's not super helpful. Yeah, that might be a bit tough to determine. That might be a bit tough to determine what to do. There. I think that what I have to do is whenever I do expression detection, I'll also need to do like lip sync detection as well. And by detection, it's basically just like make a happy face, make a sad face, and then for the same on the same note, right? It would need to be like, you know, make an ah sound, ah ah, say ba da la ma, say de ke de te be, something like that, in order to save those values to be used later. Yeah, but I think that's pretty good right now. That's next on the list, right? Facial expression, hotkey support, tracking options. Actually, that's already done. He's done it. I should really be compiling a list. I have not been keeping a list, so this change log is going to be painful. Maybe you need better models for those shapes. Well, I mean, this is pretty much the best model I have, the Senko model, right? So like, this is the most complicated one I've been using. This one is also somewhat cool. Gotta wiggle it though. The hair gets stuck on it for some reason. But this is a Vroid Studio model, I think. Yeah, but I've tested pretty much all of them, right? So like the Licia model that I usually use, that's the reference model. The Senko model, that one's custom as far as I know. This one's a Vroid Studio model, which is the most popular VTuber thingy. If you're not like an artist. If you're indie and also don't want to pay too much for your model, you'll pay someone to do a Vroid Studio model for you. Like actually, now I'm looking at the model. Isn't she? She's naked, isn't she? Like this is a naked model that just has like a tank top drawn on. Now that I'm looking at it, isn't that true? It kind of looks, because you can't really see the material. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just a naked model. It's okay. It's essentially naked. Let's see. Lip sync. end region. Not convinced. Well, I don't know. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've used Vroid Studio. It does, right? Oh, this might be a lewd. No, she's just wearing workout clothes. It's not weird. It kind of looks like it's just drawn on though, doesn't it? It kind of looks like the model is just, the clothes are just drawn on. That's what I'm saying, is that it's not, this isn't quite right. The eyes? What about the eyes? Half closed. Oh, that's because like, I mean, that's actually fairly accurate. That's actually what my eyes look like right now, as I'm like half closing them because I'm squinting. I don't know why I'm squinting, but I'm squinting. Mostly because I'm thinking. Yeah, like this, the eyes on this one, the lower eyelids don't really move that much, whereas on the Senko model, the lower ones do move, so it looks a lot more natural when I squint like this. So when I do this, it's like, you know? I think that looks a lot more natural. Because, as I said, like this one's custom, right? So it has, I'm pretty sure it's custom. Let's see. So what I need to do, what was the thing I said I was gonna do? I need to do some sort of, oh, it's the running average. Like this is one of the few places where I actually do need a running average for your mouth open amounts. Yeah, okay, so mouth open amounts, because I don't know what your total mouth open amount is supposed to be. I don't want to, like this is one of the things where you definitely don't want to lerp. So I want the running average to be based off of the, like, base it off of 1, but your mouth can get more open than that, I guess. Mouth open running average, I guess. It's kind of gross, but we'll call it 1, and then the const mouth open max, or I guess assumed max, right? Right, something like that. And then in here, mouth open amounts. Array. One of these. So this will just be an array, right? We'll keep a, like a, I don't know, like a const mouth open running average count, max count. Call it like 5, I guess. Is there an ARG in tracker software for smoothing? An ARG in tracker software for smoothing? I don't think there is. I thought you were saying ARG. I was like, I love ARGs. Let's see. We can look. So there's open C face. I'm not using the most recent one. I probably should be though. We can look. I don't think there is. I don't think so. Oh, this one. I think this one looks new though. You can use threads now. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any things for smoothing, because these are all of the args that you can add, or all the args that you can pass from argparse. So if it's not here, I'm not super interested. Bar mouth open index. Okay. So we'll do I guess we'll just pre-fill this with 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Or no, these should all be 1, 1. And we'll just iterate over it. So math open running average. So mouth open index is equal to mouth open. And then we'll have to calculate the max open amount from this. So mouth open index plus equals 1. Wait. Yeah, 5, and then we'll, if mouth open index is greater than or equals mouth open max count, then mouth open index is equal. Wait. No. We can do this as a one-liner, even though this is like a horrible fit for it. Is equal to mouth open index plus 1 if mouth open index is less than mouth open max count, else 0. Beautiful. Love one-liners like that. It's possible that my math is wrong though. I don't think it is though. Then we'll take the average, so var mouth open max so this should be a float is equal to mouth open running average dot. Oh, okay. Well, we will need to just calculate this, huh? So average array. Change this, and then we'll have the mouth open running average. That's just the actual value. There we go. For I in mouth open running average array, we'll do. Oh, and then we'll need to do it based off of the assumed max, which is 1. So we'll always have to factor in the count of 1. Are you listening to this song or it only runs on stream? It only runs on the stream. I am listening to something completely different off stream to keep myself entertained. What's the song? What song is playing right now? I don't think it's even playing through my headphones because I'm not wearing these I'm not wearing the correct headphones. Is it bad? This one's not horrible. That's not horrible. Stop it. No. That's all right. I'm sick of it. All right. Well, we can wiggle it. It shouldn't be that loud. You bring your playlist. I can't. Otherwise, I'll get content ID matched. And I don't want to stream other stuff since I'm already streaming I'm streaming my current stream on my other computer, and then I'm also streaming just other stuff as well. And then I'm also literally streaming my desktop. So it's I really shouldn't be streaming this much stuff. Maybe just do silent. Well, it's because I'm pulling down data already, right? And I also just have Google Chrome tabs open on my other thing. So like I have 3 sources. I'm streaming 3 things right now. Well, I guess I'm streaming 2 things. I'm streaming myself. And by streaming, I mean like downloading streaming, right? Like I'm downloading myself. You know, I'm downloading myself. And then like random YouTube video that's on my other computer. And then I'm like uploading myself as well. So I don't want to add another thing to downloading, right? Like music stream, like random stream playlist. Just turn off the music. I guess if you want to just have a totally quiet stream. I don't know. Is that the opinion of? Is that the opinion? I guess I could turn it down if it really bothers you that much. Coders do that? Do they? Don't most music streams just have music playing in the background? Or not most music streams, most programming streams just have music running in the background? This stops me playing my own music. You know what? That's fair enough. That's fair. Fair enough. All right, we'll turn it off. There we go. You know what? No. we'll keep it on at like a low volume. Let's see. Either you play something different each time or turn it off. Nah. I think I'll just keep doing what I've been doing. Is equal to assumed max. Then mouth open running average plus equals I. Then we'll do mouth open running average divided equals. I want to listen to you or anyone. Well, I mean that's what most people do, right? Most people play music in the background. So like, I'm trying not to to break the mold too much. Force me to mute more. Well, I mean my vocal track is already like pretty high. So that's how I see it. Mouth open, running count max +1. I think that's okay. 3 songs in a loop. It's not a 3 songs in a loop. Maybe it's just I guess it's possible, but there are actually 18 songs that are playing. It's not a loop, by the way. I think the one that you requested to switch off of was that's actually pretty distinctive. Let's see, mouth open value. So let's see, mouth open, running average, just set to your max, assumed max, and then we'll use this value here to, we'll use this instead of your mouth open value. So mouth open, open running average, and then we'll do the same thing for this one as well. Running average, something like that. So then you're, wait. No, this is not what you, that's not what I should be doing. No. It should be this one. Mouth open. So these values here. Yeah. Okay, so these values should be calculated based off of the mouth open running average. Yeah. Okay. And then we only need to calculate this based off of this here. Yeah, so only if we're using face tracking data do we need to even recalculate the running average. Yeah. Math open running average. All right, there we go. There's a running average. Then we'll calculate your, what's 0.4? Oh, that is literally like 40%. So this 0.4 times mouth open running average. Then this one is times mouth open running average. Well, let's just calculate that somewhere else, right? So I guess this is no longer true since we're like manually calculating it. I guess some of these values should still be in the config, right? But we'll do var cut off 1, I guess. Some sort of float. So mouth open running average times 0.4. So that should be in the config. So this is now cut off 1 and cut off 2. Cut off 2. Cut off 1. Cut off 2. There we go. So stop the tracker. Then we'll run this one instead. So launch the tracker. So we're now keeping a running average, and we're also just looping through all the possible values. So maybe I should do the same thing for the mouth wide amount, right? But if we do it like this, then I'm trying to make the oosh. I'm trying to make like the E as in like the I, but then it's called the I sound, which is actually the E sound. Or not the E sound, but like the E shape, as in the I shape. I don't know. Because I don't want to just take the max value it gives me, because I'm a little nervous that it might give me like a bad value and just completely mess up. Just completely mess everything up. Do I have anything else I can do? So given like a float array, so pool real array, am I able to get, no. I mean, I could use this, but I'm not going to. Is there like an average? No? That would be pretty sick if it did have one. There's a min and max, but I'm assuming that's really slow. Yeah. Okay. That's all right. Oh, and actually, I'm using the wrong values for mouth widen. Oh, I just noticed. Those are wrong. All right, stop the tracker. Kill this. Start this one again. All right. Cool, cool, cool. So that's mouth open and mouth wide. Or no, I should be using a different one for mouth wide, which is kind of painful. Mouth value assumed max. And then we'll do the kind of the same stuff. So that's mouth open, and then we'll need something separate for mouth wide. Mouth values running average. So mouth, or we can call this like mouth index, right? Mouth value index, because it'll be the same index. Mouth wide. Oh, let's make this a pool real array, just to be fancy. Pool real array. Mouth wide. All right, cool. Mouth open. Hold on. Mouth value. Mouth value assumed max. All right, that's the max count actually. Ah. Mouth value running average max counts. Okay, cool. Oh, and that means that we actually need to grab this one first. The mouth wide value and interpolate it. Mouth wide, running average, mouth value index is mouth wide. So that's mouth value index. We increment it or set it back to 0 based off of whether or not we are over the running counts. Then the mouth open running average, we calculate that. Okay. Then mouth wide running average is equal to mouth value assumed max for mouth wide value in mouth wide running average array, mouth wide running average, mouth wide value. Yeah. Mouth value running average max count plus equals 1. Yeah, there we go. So then, yeah. Boom, boom. Yeah, these scale factors should be in the config for sure. Boom, boom. These are the mouth wide amounts. All right, let's give that a try. Right, where are we here? Boom. Send me. I think that's okay. Actually, what this might be doing is making it a lot harder to even get the oo amount, or the not the oo amount, the oo sound, or the oo, not even the oo sound, the oo shape, and like the oo and o, not o, oo, the oo and e mouse shapes. E. Yeah, I probably should just be making these configurable instead of trying to keep a running average, because that's tough. Yeah. I think I've just wasted my time here. I don't know how you would, yeah. I don't know how you would figure that out. Instead, these values should be configurable. So this, like, we'll do it based off a max value of 2 for now. Yeah, based off a max value of 2 is probably better, and then just make that configurable somewhere. All right, that took a little bit. It took a little bit. That's not bad, actually. That's not bad. Yeah. That's not bad. That looks a lot better. Because now you're able to do like the E sound. The E sound. Oh, but now it's a lot harder to actually get you like the mouth open shape. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Oh, it needs to be configurable, but I'm not sure. Yeah, because this is the E shape, right? But like these full open shapes are like, it's like uncomfortably big. So most time, actually that's not. I don't need to think about it. Let's continue to play with the values. So we can wiggle this down to like 0.3, 0.3. So basically just half-half. We're back to half-half again. Where we don't take anything for the E value, I guess. Or the E facial value. God, that's so uncomfortable. That is so uncomfortable. Maybe it should be just 0.5. So yeah, it just needs to be configurable. So you need to be able to configure this max mouth open value, and then also the, I guess, the various quadrants. All right, send me. How does this look? I don't know. I guess it feels a lot better. I guess it feels a lot better. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's too easy to hit the E sound, even though like I've made it so it's almost impossible to hit the E shape. Yeah, that's tough. Maybe this should be like 3.5, and we'll move this to configuration eventually. Just keep testing. Just keep testing. I'm not sure. You can still hit like a really low E shape if you accidentally make the E sound, I suppose. But wiggle the model. Don't forget to wiggle the model. Actually, also we need to set it back down to 12. Then we'll wiggle the model again. Wiggle. starting to get dizzy from like constantly shaking my head. Yeah, I think these are decent. These are decent built-ins, I think. I don't know. So I'm not saying anything. I'm just opening my mouth and closing it. How do I get the... I don't think I can actually hit the A shape anymore. Hold on. What does the A shape look like? Yeah, I can no longer hit the A shape because my mouth cannot stretch that far. Full A shape. Not possible. Not possible. Which might be more correct, but... yeah, because this value is based off of the configuration. Or no, yeah, this... Well, no. These values are based off the configuration values. I don't know. I mean, what are the values that these give me? So where's my calculator? Calculator. Please get out of the way. So what is 2 times 0.35? It's 0.7. That's actually like pretty good chunk. Anything higher than 1, which is very possible. That's tough. Let's see. Point 0.7 seems a bit high. What did I do with my calculator? Did I already close it? I'm an idiot. Calculator. So we'll do 2 times... What is that? That's just half. Yeah. Do half. And then... So 3? Let's give that a try. Stop the tracker, because we cannot hot reload. Start the tracker. I need to fix this bug as well. Yeah, because I don't think those are respecting the UI show or hide values. I think that looks okay. Yeah, that's probably all right. Although it's really hard to 2, 5. Let's think. I'm not sure. we just talk, say random things to the mic, then it looks okay. Yeah. I think that's fine. As long as I make it configurable, I won't feel weird about it. As long as I make it configurable, I won't feel weird about it. So let's go into config manager. Let's see. So these are, oh, hello. Relation's very chill. Thanks. Happy you are enjoying it, Spectra. Much appreciated. It's mostly because I'm very mind-flooded right now. I'm trying to keep this all in my head. But yeah, if you're interested in whatever I'm working on, it's all available on GitHub. Which you can find here, by the way. I just realized I said GitHub, but I might not know where it is. Yeah. How do you know where the mouse is pointing with that pointer? All right, so check that out. Overlay. Mostly for me to really quickly slap this into here. So that's based off of my stream overlay, which I wrote also with Godot. Whee. So that one is mouseripple.gd, and so this is actually implemented using, where is it? I don't remember where it is. Oh, thank you very much, N7 Down, for the raid. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. How was your stream? Yeah, but anyways, the mouse ripple effect is done via, I don't remember where I put it. Oh, it's here in the just the Rust part. Yeah, so this is a mouse reader. It is basically key reading me, essentially, in order to know where my mouse is on the screen. So you can see here, we connect viewport size just in case I resize the window for whatever reason. And then I pass in my mouse position along with a sprite. So you might be able to see that this is actually the standard Godot icon. And then, yeah, mouse reader, get mouse position, yeah. So usually in Godot, once you click off the window loses focus. You aren't able to get the mouse position anymore, but because I'm using a native library, so this is written in Rust, this is all it is. It uses mouse RS to get the mouse. And then get mouse position, you might recognize this from here, get mouse position, boom. Slap this into Godot, compile it, and then this is just mouse get position, and then returns a vector2. And then there's also a, let me see. There's also a shader. Yeah, here's a shader. I'm using, yeah, a shader by Yui Kinomoto that does like the pixelation stuff. Yeah, so it's actually applying the shader onto a custom canvas layer, so it doesn't like accidentally show the, it doesn't accidentally apply the shader to the background as well, which can happen. I remember that was one of the things that I ran into. It's like, oh no, why is this shader also like applying to the little people in the background as well? Let's see. Var. So this is like mouth open mat. It's not really the mouth open max, but it's like the, how would you describe this? This isn't actually the max value, but it's like the value I assume is the max. guess yeah, we're just gonna call it max. Whatever. 2, then mouth. Open grid 1, I guess. Or it's like first. What would you call that? First group. Group 1, I suppose. That's a horrible name for it, but you know. Mouth wide max. It's like assumed max, I guess. Assumed max, and then there's also var mouth wide group 1. Oh, I forgot the group 2 part. So there should be group 2. Group 2 should be 0.3. I've been working on this project. I've been working on this project for some amount of time. Yeah. I don't remember. we can always check the commit history. Yeah. You can find the project here, by the way, if you want to check it out. It's free and open source. There's a Discord as well. If you run into any troubles, it's not very well. It's not super user friendly, but it does expose pretty much all the information to you. Let's see, commits. There's 328 commits. That's pretty good. Older. Or what am I doing? Isn't there a git command to just get the earliest commit? Get earliest commit. How to show first commit by git log. Git log reverse. Okay, cool. So let's check. Git log reverse. That makes sense. Yeah, first commit was on January 21st, 2021. Yeah. So I've been working on this for more than a year. Yeah. I remember I first got interested in this, or the reason why I started working on it was I saw some report on how much money like VTubers were making, and I was like, wow, that's sick. How does it work? And then there was no open source, or there were no like, you know, really big and obvious open source implementations that also had like free and open source like tracking as well. So I decided to make my own based off of OpenCFace. So it's not really based off of like a desire to make a better application. It's more just like I was curious about how they worked. Yeah, what are you planning on doing it? Do you finish? And you tend to sell them, so I'm just curious. Well, I've actually received an offer to already like branch it off, which I have kind of taken. They're dragging their feet so far, but I mean, it's free and open source, right? So like it's going to stay free and open source. So, you know, the plan afterwards though is to, if we look at my Discord, because I don't have the link. I've already created a separate project. So the plan is to actually integrate other tracking backends. So MediaPipe is the first one I would like to integrate. So also moving it into a different project, so it's just not like under my name, because I know that kind of makes some people kind of nervous. It's like, oh, you know, I don't want to contribute to a project that isn't my own. But my current project uses OpenCFace as the tracking backend. I want to add other ones like MediaPipe and just like mouse mouse position on your screen as a tracking backend. I think that'd be kind of cool. But in terms of selling it, I mean, it's already free and open source. So like, what am I going to do? Like close source it and then start selling it? I think that would be a great way to lose a lot of support. So I'm not going to do that. You know, I work on a lot of free and open source stuff anyways, right? So like if you go back to my GitHub profile, look at that, my profile. Like I just work on a bunch of open source stuff. Most of it on stream as well. Like I wrote like an OBS WebSocket for OBS WebSocket 4x. I wrote a Lisp in GD script. Already linked my overlay. I wrote a pixel art editor that no one was interested in. You know, the usual. Not salty. Mouth tracking values. And region. All right. This tracker stuff should probably move back to metadata. I'm not sure why I put it there, but I'm not gonna mess with it just yet. All right, so let's actually commit what I have so far. So git restore assets. I don't know why Godot always kind of mangles the .vrm file whenever it touches it. Seems kind of weird. Git commit. Let's see. Well, git diff. What is the diff? It's pretty gross. Pretty gross. Lip sync updated. Okay, so I took out all of that stuff, and then okay. In model display screen, there's one thing I need to take out, which is the connection at the very top. All right, let's commit. Let's see. Mouse shape tracking, working. Push to that branch. All right, so now we just need to make this viewable and switchable in the UI. So that'll be in tracking. Yeah, this is also kind of a test bed for just random ideas that I have. So here's one of them. The entire UI that you can see here is actually dynamic. So if you were to, you know, kind of like wiggle these around and just move them to different parts of the application or different XML files, you can hot reload the entire view. And yeah, things will change. Why would you want to do that? I don't know, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to have like the layout configured via XML. And also you can inject logic into it. So it's almost like JavaScript. It's almost like an HTML file, a web page, if you will. Although there is no styling, so you do have to provide your own boxes, because it only supports lists for now. But, you know, besides that, you know, I just thought it'd be cool. So eye options. What were, it was the blend shapes, right? That's what I was working on? Yeah, mouse shapes, if you will. So let's do label name. So this will be mouth shape, mouth shapes, I guess. So we'll need to manipulate these values. So mouth open assumed max, mouth open group 1, group 2. I feel like these are like advanced values that I would probably want to actually hide from the user, but for now I don't have anything built to handle that. So we'll just throw this all into the UI for now. So I guess we'll just call this max. And assumed max, yeah, just max, just so it's a shorter label. Mouth shapes, so mouth open max. data, mouth open max, event. This is one of the things I would really like to refactor because I wrote this super slapdash. Yeah, the UI for this has been rewritten like many times, so it's been pretty painful. So like, because previously how this used to be laid out was each element was actually, or there was already like a lot of dynamic generation just done in the editor, or I guess not in the editor, but just in GD scripts. And I was like, man, this sucks. This sucks. And so then I just moved it over to XML because I was like, if I'm going to dynamically generate them anyways, I might as well just go all the way and have something that's a lot easier to read. Or I guess something that's a lot more familiar, at least. So that's mouth open max. Mouth open group 1. Open. Yeah, for most of these events, the data and the event mapping is the exact same. So that's something that I would like to change as well. Oh, hello, Wolfpack System. Hello, hello. How are you doing tonight? What I'm doing is I'm working on, well, what I've done actually is I've finished doing mouth shape mapping. So you can see that right now this model doesn't actually change its mouth shape dynamically. But that's what I've figured out via this algorithm. So now the last thing to do is just make it configurable. So there's like an open max amount, since I actually don't know what the max amount is supposed to be. You would think it's 0 to 1, but it's actually 0 to 2, I think. And it can also go negative, which is very strange. Pulling down an old dusty box. Pulling down an old dusty box. What does that mean? Is that lewd? Or is it like you are literally pulling down a box that is old and dusty? So mouth open, group 2. This needs to be mouth wide. Very cute. Oh, thanks. You too. Uwu. Config manager. Let me see. Didn't I configure this already? I think I did. Oh, but I do need to generate the callback. Oh no. This is where moving to Godot 4 would be really nice. Is you can do lambdas because all these callbacks are the same, more or less. This is so gross. On mouth open max. So this is some sort of value, which is a float. At the very least, though, what's nice is because everything is basically a string in Godot 3, all I need to do is just iterate over like a bunch of strings, and then it should just configure itself. So you're using a markup language and a programming language at the same time? I am, yes. Yeah. Because as a saying, you know, everything that you see here is dynamically generated at runtime. So it just reads these files, generates the mappings. That's pretty much it. Because a lot of things are already like dynamic, right? So like on Linux, you'll see a few other options you wouldn't. Custom props, presets, these are all dynamic. So when you click on one of them, you'll get dynamic info. So if we're already doing some things dynamically, we might as well make it all dynamic. I don't know if that was a great idea, but here we are. Old project idea, the original person I had helping me ran off with the GitHub files, so I lost everything. If it was on GitHub, wouldn't you have the files already? Question mark? Or am I misunderstanding something? Yeah, the code looks interesting. If you are interested in the code, I've got good news for you. I can point you exactly where I do all the magic. So it's all here. Well, it's in GUI.gd and then GUI file parser, but here is just the general directory. They were the person in charge of the repository, so they're just removed me. Okay, I gotcha. Wouldn't you have like a local copy of the files though? Or no, were you like just the art guy? Or arts person, shall we say. Yeah. Yeah, so we have all of these configured here. So it's the XML stuff that we parse. We have all of the various elements that we will eventually configure. And then there's a parser part. Yeah, generate UI element. We have the parser stuff, which is just reading nodes. Not too hard. Yeah, this is just the helper. So it's really like generate UI element and then also this part, which is constructive views from XML, which is very painful. It was very painful. But I got it working. I would like to refactor it so it's closer to actual HTML, CSS, JavaScript functionality. It's something I'm pretty proud of, though. I'm impressed I got it to work. I'm using Windows. I'm a casual. I'm not a huge fan of Arch, no. It's like if I wanted stuff to break, I would just move to like Windows 11. Got him. But, you know. I like having software compatibility. They lied to me from the beginning. I never figured out GitHub. Fair enough. I think it's good to learn how GitHub works. Because there's a wealth of knowledge on GitHub. Just tons of things. Basically for free, like my stuff. You know, I would look up a tutorial on how GitHub works. It makes it easier to collaborate with people for sure. How do you know when something in your code breaks? Usually when the application breaks. Oh, no, I usually just kind of rely on people giving me bug reports. It's not the greatest system, for sure. Yeah, I think what I want is eventually, one of these days, I'll just use my time like off stream to actually write more unit tests. But, you know, I just don't have time because I work on a bunch of other things as well. So it's tough. It's tough. But there are tests, and they do run on every single commit. There's just not enough of them at this point in time. So, you know. Basically, how do I know? I know when people tell me. I know when people tell me. BRB? Oh, don't worry. I'll still be here. Not going anywhere for a while. I actually don't have work tomorrow, so. Because I needed to burn a bunch of PTO. So I was going to take PTO this Friday, but then the company was like, guess what? Company holiday on Friday. Surprise. I was like, oh, okay, well, sure. I'm into it. Right, so end region. And region. All right, I've really got it into adding these region things because most modern IDEs actually support this, which is nice. I didn't realize. I thought only this is only a JetBrains thing, but actually, VS Code has this as well. Pretty sick. Yeah, there we go. How nice. So interpolation rate. Let's start cleaning stuff up, kind of. So interpolate mouth. Boom, boom. Yeah. Feels good, man. All right, and then these should auto set up, which means if I go back to the main Godot stuff, open this up. All right, cool. So now we just have mouse shapes. So there's your mouth open max. It's actually using lip syncing as well on this side. Let's turn. Oh, geez. Just close it. Okay. I think I found another bug. It's if you reconstruct your views while your tracker is still running, this button will actually reset. So that's a bit annoying. I can probably fix that. Hold on. So if we go into tracking.gd, which is the JavaScript-esque, file, I guess, because it's hot loaded at runtime. Because usually with GDScript, you're not allowed to hot load things, but I've changed it. Or I figured out a way to hot load things at the very least. It's not recommended for like most games, but this isn't a game. All right, so set up tracking. This is start tracker. Yeah, so this is the button. Yeah, so we'll need to add attach a script to it basically. So start tracker. Func. So this is set up start tracker. Let's see. We'll slap this onto here, so we'll have setup is equal to setup start tracker. Let me see, element, bum bum. Oh no. Hold on. Oh, also I've accidentally closed this app. Probably shouldn't leave that closed. Oh, hello, welcome back. I have not gone anywhere. So OpenCGD, this should just be available here. So, what's the thing called? What is it called? It's one of these things. I guess we can check for if OpenCGD, if not, OpenCGD stop reception, then can you help me with 3D modeling? I can't use Blender as I have less than a gig of space. So I suck. Well, for that second part, you know, spoilers, we all suck at stuff at first. Right? But the more you work at it, and as long as you're, you know, practicing correctly, you'll eventually get to a point where you don't suck. Right? There's no getting around hard work unless you're talented, and in which case, I guess, I guess you might be able to get around hard work, but that's not to disparage people who like are talented and also put in hard work. I think that's something that has always kind of gotten me is like, you know, if someone's good at something, then you say like, oh, you must be talented. It's like, no, I'm not talented. I just practiced a lot. There's a difference. But I think regarding the space thing, there's not too much I can do for you there. Unless you're talking about hiring me for 3D modeling, but I don't think you can afford my services. Yeah, I mean, if you're serious, I can type up a contract for you right now. I require payment upfront though, so. And you can, I can almost guarantee you that you cannot afford my rates if you cannot afford more hard drive space. You might have more of a better time trying to hire people off Fiverr, but there's not really any way around it. So there's like free 3D modeling voxel stuff if that's what you're more interested in. So I think isn't what's it called? It's like the Minecraft block thingy. It's like Minecraft block modeler, model maker. What's it? Blockbench. Yeah, you can get Blockbench. Blockbench, yeah, and I think it's available as a web app as well, if you're interested in that. It's pretty easy to use. I've used a little bit of it. Wasn't too interested in continuing on with it though, because I like having more control, even though I'm not very good. Let me see, that is button element.gd. I'm trying to remember. How does this work? So, label updatable, is that on base element? That might be on base element. Base element. So we can set, yeah, we can just call this directly, but that's kind of gross. Let me see. Yeah. Regarding Blender, I think it's good. You should look up tutorials. Just do the basic donut tutorial. If the problem is that you don't have enough space, you could try moving, I don't know, just cleaning up your hard drive. How much space do you have on your hard drive? Or, yeah, on your hard drive, SSD, whatever you want to call it. I think it's unlikely that you don't have enough space. Let's see. Label name. I don't think I'm gonna do that. Well, I think what I'm going to do. Elements button text is equal to hey. How did I do this? I don't remember. Where did I set this before? Is it this one? This one updates the label. I think it's this one. Yeah. No? SB. It's one of these. Yeah, updates label text. Yeah, okay. All right, this is tough because I don't remember how this works. All right, tracking started. What does this do? Is tracking true? That's okay. We only need to update the UI. Okay, I think that's all right. Bum. Close this. Send it one more time. Now let's give this a try. So we'll start tracking. We're tracking. Wiggle it around. I need to fix this bug as well, where the pop-up will still pop up even though the UI is hidden. If anything, the pop-up should just freeze when the UI is hidden. Well, we're lip syncing, so that looks okay. Oh, actually, hold on. I'm not even using this. I forgot to actually configure the VRM model thing to actually use this. So, where is config manager? Config manager. Yeah, so this is config manager, CM, current model config. Mouth open, max. This is gross. Mouth open, group 1. That's pretty much it, right? And then this is mouth open, group 2. And then this has to be mouth wide max. Yeah, this is just the first pass, by the way, which is why I'm okay with doing something this gross. Because I think this algorithm is not very good. Whatever all of this stuff is, there's a better way of doing it. I'm not sure what. But hopefully it'll come to me in a dream. Alright, send me. Takes a little bit. Send me. We're tracking. I have 8 errors. Alright, that's good. Attempt to connect non-existent signal. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Signal broadcaster needs to have it as well. Alright, stop me. Signal broadcaster. Alright, tracking. Alright. Region. And region. Presets. Alright. Almost done finishing a slight reorganization. It makes me feel good about myself. Quick wins. Always gotta stay on top of the quick wins. Alright. Cool. So blend shapes, config manager here. We'll look at this new stuff. Oh no. Yeah, I need to think of a better way of doing this stuff as well. Since in order to message across pretty much like the entire application, I have to use like config manager, of course, to store your configs, but then I also have like a signal broadcaster, which I use as a pub sub, as opposed to the mailbox, which is what the Godot's built-in signals are. Signals are basically the mailbox pattern, but pub sub is a better fit for this, since I don't know which things need which things, or I might not even have access to the things I need to, you know, use the mailbox pattern on, which is what a pub sub is nice for. So mailbox is good for if you know, which things need to talk to what, and then you also have easy access to that path. Pub sub is nice if you have like lots of indirection between a bunch of things. All right. This is not great. Mouth open, group 1. There we go. Value, signal, mouth open, group 2. I kind of like how VS Code has just kind of figured out what I'm trying to do, which is map a signal back to like pretty much exactly what I have in my config manager. Mouth wide group 2. All right, there we go. Open group 1, emit the signal, copy this. That's pretty much the same thing. And we're taking advantage of the fact that Godot uses strings for pretty much everything. So we kind of cheat when hooking up all the signals. I'm not sure what I would do to emulate this functionality though in a, I guess, a follow-up. If I were to rewrite this, how would I make this better? I don't really have a great answer for that right now. I think maybe it would just like make the config manager the signal broadcaster as well, but that's not totally correct. That's not totally correct because some of these signals aren't actually stored in the config. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to think about it. We'll have to think about it. Let's see, boom. Start the tracker, no errors. We're tracking. Mouth is doing mouth stuff. Blink your eyes, open, roll your eyes around your head. Clockwise, counterclockwise. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. There we go. Then we can, now what we're going to do is start messing with these values. So we have a mouth open max sub 2, but then if I change it to 1, or yeah, if I change all of these, basically, right? So this is now 1. I don't know. This looks like nothing has changed. They should be hooking themselves up. So then if I stop the tracker, close it, reuse it, boom. Yeah, so now they're set. Restart it and turn off lip sync so that I'm able to introspect. So we look at, where is it? App Manager. I know for sure one of the few things that I'm going to change later is instead of having a main screen, I'm just going to have like, I'm going to go all in on just like the Godot scene switching methodology. So usually how you do things in Godot is that you just switch the main scene out. So there isn't really a main scene. What I decided to do with this application is that I never switch out the main scene. Instead, the main scene handles scene switching, but it's kind of a waste. Yeah, and it basically what happens is that now I have 3 singletons. I have an App Manager singleton, an OpenCGD, which is the tracking, the face tracking singleton, and then I have the main screen singleton, which doesn't really do too much. So I think that's 100% something that I want to change. Current model config. Yeah, that all loaded correctly. That doesn't look right. Oh no, we changed it to 2. That looks a lot better, actually. Yeah. I think that's pretty good. So I'll just make it configurable. We'll probably need to have like a wiki of like various options as well. There's so many things to do and not enough time. So if not stop reception. Hold on, this needs to change. This is wrong. So is tracking, this is OpenCGD. Where do I set is tracking? On toggle tracker. Okay, so is tracking. So if OpenCGD is tracking, then we want to do stop tracker text. Okay, cool. Actually, that would have been a good example of like switching this out at runtime. Whatever. I think this is pretty good. So we'll start the face tracker as well. So you can see here that we can modify the mouth open max amount, mouth open groups as well if we want. So we can do like 0.2 if we want. So we're more biased towards lower shapes. I guess I'll need to have some documentation around that, or maybe even have like a tooltip attached to the button. I'm not sure. I think that's pretty good though. Let's fix, well, before we start fixing other random things, let's get this in. So git status, git restore assets. So git commit, make mouth shape tracking configurable. Yeah, so we're probably gonna push and save this. That's probably pretty good. You know what? I'll be right back. I'm gonna refill my drink. BRB. Hello, hello. Didn't see anything. But I'm back. So that's pushed. So we're going to go to GitHub. Go to OpenCFace. Oh, we're almost at 200. Oh, baby. I guess we're literally one away, but technically actually two, since I actually gave my own repository a star. So that's kind of cheating. All right, so we are failing Goot tests though. What are we failing at? Oh, okay, so the interpolation stuff is now failing. Okay, let's fix the tests. Oh baby, my favorite, fixing tests. So this is interpolation data stuff. So this is test interpolation data. Okay, so this is var input target mouth wide. And this is target mouth open, I suppose. Yeah, so if you were not even just like talking about this one, not just this project, but like for pretty much any other project, right? It's like if you wanted to contribute to any project, the best way to contribute would be to, you know, write tests. The easiest way to check, or the easiest way to do any of this stuff, right? The easiest way to learn how something works is to, you know, start poking at the tests, see what happens. Okay, let's see. Of course, the the pain of having a lot of tests as well is that when you start making big changes, you also need to change the tests. I don't really practice test-driven development, unfortunately. Because I think test-driven development works if you know what you want to do. Unfortunately, Unfortunately, I do not know what I want to do. So we're in a weird position where, well, I guess it's not a weird position, right? It's just I don't know what I want, but I don't know how I want to achieve something. All I know is I know what I want. So there's nothing for me to test. I don't know what the building blocks are, if that makes any sense. Like, test-driven development is good if you know what you want and know how you want to achieve it, or at least know how you want to achieve it. And so it's easier to break up logic into small testable portions. So this is translation values, target translation values, target value. Oh, okay. So this is rotation values, target value. So left eye, rotation values, target value. Right eye, rotation, target value. Okay. I mean, this is also kind of my favorite part of not doing test-driven development, is fixing the test as well. I mean, it's annoying, but also nice because it's easy, right? Don't need to think about it too hard. You know what you want, and all you gotta do is fix it. Mouth open, values, target value. So this is input, target, mouth open. So this is mouth wide, input, target, mouth wide. Okay, halfway to Graceland. So target mouth movement. So this is like target mouth open, actually. Target mouth wide, which means that this needs to be updated for input target mouth wide. Yeah. And actually, this portion of the code was also contributed by someone else. So I actually didn't even write this part. And actually, I only ever test it when I push. I almost never run Gut by myself. I'm a little lazy, unfortunately. Let's see. Var. This is the interpolated translation by the interpolation rate. I wonder why these are commented out. Was I the one that commented these out? I don't remember. Assert true. So these are all the interpolation stuff. So times interpolation rate. Oh, okay, hold on. Some of these are actually wrong. Yeah, base interpolation. Interpolation rate. So yeah, that's what it's changed to. And then this one is how would we grab the... Yeah, there is no rate data anymore. These should have... Oh, these don't actually have base values, I think. Oh, yeah, these don't have base values. These are actually set from the... Actually, what? How are these set? Oh no. Oh no. Config values, yeah, but when do I set these? Oh no. This might be like extraordinarily broken. Where is this? Input target mouth open. Oh, this is broken as well. That's fine. Close, open. We should be good. Okay. Just needed to refresh. Let's open up Goot. Load this in. Goot. And then let's run. Oh, look at that. It even knows which one it's running. So invalid get index, mouth wide. You know what? That makes sense. Send me. Send me. So that did not pass, by the way. Oh, it did not assert. What? It should have asserted. Eh? What? Oh, it's because it just failed. It just straight up failed. Ah, interesting. So this is mouth wide values. And then there's no such thing as rates here. This should be interpolation data. What is this called? This is gaze interpolation. Gaze interpolation, interpolation rate. Then this will be the same thing for left eye rotation. This will be base interpolation, interpolation rate. Yeah. Wait. Is that how that works? That's not how that works. Right, so the interpolation is just a lerp from the last value to your target value times a damp modifier, where the damp modifier is whatever's passed in here, which is your interpolation rate. So isn't, yeah, if you're lerping, then it should actually be your input target translation. Actually, this might not be correct. Let's run it. So, no such thing as model display screen. Is there a way to configure Goot tests to... Is there a way to configure Goot tests to do a thing? Config manager. That is correct. Don't know why. Ran setup. Before all, so your app manager env should be equal to app manager env's test, so that we don't try to save on exit, because that's not good. Should not be doing that. So exit tree, yeah. We don't want to run base test. We want to run interpolation data. Script isn't fully loaded. Ciclet preload seems unlikely. I think this is wrong. So we run this again. Please give me a, yeah, okay, there. Oh, actually, this is totally right. I fixed it by accident. Beautiful. Look at that, it's just that easy. Tests passing, feels good. That's pretty good. Git restore. Because we don't actually want to run it like that. Git diff, okay. Git commit fix broken tests. I feel like that's I should really stop pushing broken code. That's okay. Look at actions, look at this. We can look at the action run in real time. I'm excited. It's beautiful. Look at that. We're doing CI/CD now. Did it pass? It did pass. Let's go. Yeah, so we have orphans. It didn't really clean up correctly, but that's okay. That's fine. I guess we're just gonna send it. Seems pretty good, I guess. Delete the branch. And then we can start getting ready to cut a new release, I guess. Git check out master, git pull. Feels pretty good. Let's see. I think there was one person sending a bug report. So let's see. OpenC face. Interpolation sensitivity. So, is there a slider? Interpolation for which ones? Because they're saying it's an interpolation sensitivity slider. I'm assuming they just mean like regular interpolation. What values are you setting it to? It seems to work fine for me, but I'm not sure what you mean by having them break immediately. Yeah, all right. So what I'm gonna do is we go to actually, I know we were just there. Let's open this up. Open cface GD. I have a link to my own Godot fork. Look at that. I have Linux and Windows export templates. So we'll grab those, slap those into my the whatever, right? My repository, and then I'll cut new releases and we'll see how it goes. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but I'm not known for always having great ideas. When I adjust the mouth, it will get stuck on one shape. You adjust the mouth. Not setting the blend shape. You never know. Sometimes people will say one thing and then they'll actually do another thing, which is, you know, I get it. It happens. But yeah, let's cut a new release. Boom. Oh geez. Where is it? Got a lot of projects. OpenC face. GD. I do want to get a Sprouts build out at some point. That would be pretty sick. So that's Windows. I'll do. Oh, did I do the wrong thing? No, that's the export path. No, this is the release. Yeah, okay, release. Boom, boom, boom. Dev. Send me. OpenC face GD export templates. X11. There we go. So let's do the Windows export first. I think we do have a few more scripts. So don't want to include Qt. Real-time lip sync. That looks right. Don't want to include the model. Resources, we don't need to include that. That's automatically copied. Tests, we don't want to include any tests. No GUI stuff. Remote control manager we do want. So we'll export the project. So this is the exe. Save it. File exists, overwrite, yes. I believe I shouldn't be breaking anything when I do this. Because I think no, never mind. I'm not actually using this exe. That should be fine. Although I'm not sure why it's taking so long. It's making me a bit nervous. I did compile this export template on Linux. So, all right, I think we're good. I think we're good. Should be all right. All right, all the Linux stuff. Guess it's been a while since I've compiled something for on here. All right. So let's see. Duck. No Alicia. Pretty much no Alicia at all, right? But we do want to include the VRM model stuff. No resources, since those are hot loaded. We should. Yeah. Real-time lip sync. We want to use the native script there. Don't include Qt. Don't include Goth. No GIF getter. Yeah, I think this is okay. That looks pretty good. It's pretty much as cut down as it really should be. So export project to export. Slap this into here. Oh no, I think these pack files are different. It's gonna take a little bit. Oh no, it's gonna take a while. Failed to export the project for platform Linux X11. Export templates needs to be missing or invalid. Really? That's correct. Looks like it's there. I don't know. Cannot remove. All right. Well, let's just do it like that. Do I have? Setting it to 0.27. This on Windows. We'll have to check on Linux. Trying to cut a new release now. So I'll check on Pop OS and Fedora. There we go. Failed to export the project for platform Linux X11. Really? Okay, interesting. Is it because of the... I don't know. Maybe I'll just have to do Windows on Windows and Linux on Linux. I mean, that's probably the best way to do it anyways. wonder what happened. So failed to open. Oh, I see. I see. So there wasn't any .so file, which makes sense. So let's do that really quick. I see. It's this part. So this .so file was messing me up. So give that a save. Export Linux, export project, overwrite, whatever the heck this is. And then I will set up a pre-release on GitHub, check to see if anything is super broken on Pop! OS or Fedora, and then we'll figure it out from there, right? We'll figure it out from there. Yeah, there we go. Seems to be okay. I gotta make sure of one quick thing. So for oh, I see. No, I can't yet. I should be cutting a new release on. I should be cutting the Linux release on Linux. That's my bad. Interesting. So that's still open. All right, that's fine. We'll grab resources, move this into export Windows, and then open CPaste folder. Let's move that into Windows as well. So that will be our, that'll be the good stuff, right? I'll get ready to start cutting a release on Pop! OS as well. But yeah. I think that's going to be it for me for today. Thanks for tuning in. Well, actually, hold on. That's a lie. One sec. Close this. Give this a try. All right. We're a very large lad. All right. Okay. Okay. It looks all right, I guess. We can start trying to load in other models as well. Or, yeah. Saved presets. Oh, and then this one. I guess the initial preset is kind of bugged as well, but that's okay. Let's see. I think in downloads, we should have this one. This one, VRM, so we can load this in, and then hopefully it should just work. There we go. We are VWord Studio model. Look at that. Not quite using lip sync, but we can try. So we're lip syncing now. Eyes are kind of messed up. Give it a quick blink. Oh no. Left eye's a bit sus, as the kids say. Should track eye. Untrack eye. Should track eye. Untrack eye. Oh, is this option broken? Hold on. Stop the tracker. Run the tracker. Should track I just broken? I guess I can't cut a new release yet because it's not quite working. Sometimes things get stuck as well. Not sure what happens in those cases. But I think this, at least the mouse shapes look more correct. Yeah. I don't know. Also seeing like an artifact on the end of it. Is that like a... Is it the character for Snow? Yuki? Or... Xue? I don't know. 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 Yeah, I guess should track I is like ultra broken for some reason. Did I just forget to do that? It's very possible. Where is should track I? Send me back. Oh no, it's a shortcut. Delete it. Hold on. I've broken a few things. Dun dun dun. Alright, hold on. Alright, just bring me back. I guess we can roll with the standard duck for a little bit. Use transparent background, no, so that we can start capturing again, I guess. Oh, and then I need to change this so that we... Yeah, I guess the name has changed as well. So there's no longer just a random space. Alright, so it should track I. That is something that should be hooked up in tracking.xml. Should track I. Event, is anything listening to this event? VRM model should be listening to this. So if should track I. Oh, you know what? It's not. It's actually not listening to us at all. That makes sense. That makes sense. Should track I. So, where is it? Should track I. We can do a global search and see if anything's actually using this. No, it should have been working actually. Now I'm looking at it. Oh, wait. So stored offsets, gaze offset, minus your left gaze dot get Euler. Maybe it shouldn't be handled here in the model display screen. I mean, it probably should be, but maybe it should just be like an optional value. So if it even exists, we insert it into the interpolation data. Or maybe this should just be handled at the model level instead. Yeah, because everything is hooked up correctly. It's just this part here. So it's the target value to our... No, I mean, that should have worked. Yeah. Now I'm thinking about it, that should have worked, right? Right. So if I switch back to this one and we go back to cute girl blonde, wiggle around, I can see my eyes are moving. Should track eye, turn that off. Still tracking my eye. We can link our eye blinks. We can use a raw eye rotation, even though we're also eye tracking is off. So something is wrong here. What do we want to do? I guess we can just pass in 0, right? Can I do something like this? So we grab all this, boom, boom, say goodbye. And then here we'll do it should track I, else vector 3, 0, something like that. So that's somewhat more correct. Else vector 3, 0. Yeah, I wonder if that's better. I wonder if that's better. I can't believe I missed this. Ugh. What a pain. And I guess I'll also test with this person's model. Let's see. Give this a try. So, start tracking. Turn off track I. Really? So it is still using just my raw eye tracking data. Oh, this is -4. On should track I. Oh, it's just throwing errors. Oh, it's just throwing errors. Good to know. And I'm also not able to check. All right. I'll check this person's model later. Spatial on should track I. Error calling method should track I. Where? Donde? Error calling method from signal should track I. Spatial. Boom, 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 boom. Emit signal. Model display screen. On should track I. Oh, does that not exist? Is that why? On should track I. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, yeah, it doesn't exist. Yeah, there we go. On should track I. Should track I is equal to value. Right. Boom. Load me in. Send me. See how it feels. Ooh, run the tracker. So now we're tracking. Now we're not tracking. Okay, cool. So stop the tracker. Let's cut a new release. So say goodbye. Project export. Export project. Yeah, it looks right. All right, so we'll export it one more time. Hopefully it's all good. Please, I beg of you. I wish to be complete. And then I need to do the same on Linux and then hope the release is good enough. All right, so send me. There we go. Load in the other model. Takes a little bit. Model is a bit scuffed to begin with, but it's all right. Just gotta unwiggle it. All right, so now we're not tracking I. Now we are tracking I. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, so that was all I was missing, is that it was just throwing errors constantly. And now we can also turn on lip syncing. So hopefully that's okay. It's a bit quick, but that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Yeah. Test, 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 test. All right. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. So Windows seems to be fine. Yeah. I'll finish up cutting the new release after the stream. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'll be live tomorrow from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern time working on something. Maybe this again. Who knows? Yeah. See you. Have a good night. Oh, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah. Anyways, we pushed the. Oh, actually, we haven't pushed the code yet. Let me push the code first. Push it straight to master because no one else is working on stuff. Fix eye tracking disable option. Not working. Push it straight to master like any like a sane person. Actually, that's not the same thing to do, but yeah, there's the Discord. Get the channel follow on already. I stream Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern time, and on Wednesdays from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern time. That's pretty much it. That's all I got. Yeah. Goodbye.